Hey.
Howdy. It's been a few minutes since I've seen you and talked to you. So.
Yeah, it's been so long. Oh my gosh. It's been so long since I've seen you. How have you been?
going on?
Dude, you know, the haps.
We're so stupid.
Oh, I'm going to hate listening to that later.
Yeah. Did you? I think you looked at it, but that thing I sent you on Instagram the other day where it's like people on podcasts are like, listen to me.
Or the musicians, like,
Yeah.
oh, no one's going to listen to this podcast. So I had a piece of toast today.
I was dying when I saw that. I was like, that is us. I don't.
Yeah, that's, if you could define us in a picture, that would be us. Oh, boy.
I mean, it's going good.
It's going, yeah.
It's going.
It's going.
A few things we can do, but
Yeah, I mean, it's the summer. School's out. At least for me, school's out. I know you're in summer classes.
Yeah,
And is it, do you got like the sped up program where it's like 6 weeks, or is it the full summer?
I'm doing the full summer.
Okay.
I couldn't get any of my classes to be in the short 6 weeks, so I'm doing the full 14.
Dang.
So
And does that take you all the way up till fall?
So I had 2 weeks in between spring and summer, and then
Right.
I'll have like another week and a half to 2 weeks between summer and fall.
Okay, so like it ends the beginning of August or something.
Yeah, it's I think it's like the 20th of August or something. We don't start until like
Oh,
September.
right. SCU's different. That's right. I was like thinking, I was like, UTech starts like the 20th.
Yeah, we
Or
start like
somewhere in there.
I think we start like the 1st or the 30th of August. So
Okay.
yeah.
So end of the month. Okay. That's cool.
But then I jump right into my master's. So
That's cool.
one after another.
So Sid's boyfriend is an accountant as well, and he just got his master's not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking him, because a couple episodes ago I said, like, once you get your master's, so I call you Master Accountant Colby. And I asked him that. I was like, yo, so I explained the situation. I was like, so do we call you like Master Accountant Mikey? He goes, yeah. And I was like, okay,
Exactly.
good to know.
Exactly.
So I guess that means my mom's got her master's, and I think when she first got it, my brothers were like, Master, Mrs. Teacher Lady, you know, all this, because she hates it when people call her teacher, because she's a teacher, right?
Right.
Hates it when the kids call her teacher. It's like, nah, it's Mrs. Davis. Like, that's my name. You know,
Teacher
it's
Davis,
not
Teacher
it's not
Davis.
teacher. You know, I'm like, yeah. And then you don't call them by their first names, because I did that a couple times and got hit.
Oh yeah.
So like my physics professor, I took physics my junior year of high school, and typically you take it senior year, but I had done some other classes beforehand, so I took it a year early. And I had it first period, and second semester during lacrosse season, oh man, I was dead half the time. We had a test one day, first period, 8:00 in the morning, and I had gotten back from Vegas way late, because we had it was like a Tuesday game.
Yeah.
So we weren't getting back till after midnight. Rough game, so I'm exhausted. It might have been Paolo, which would explain a
It would
lot
probably explain
more,
a lot.
because that brings back some bad memories.
Twist
But
that
so next
knife
they had a test, and I was like, man, I ain't feeling this. Took the test. I had about half an hour before class got done. I laid my head down and I actually took a nap. You know, everyone says, oh yeah, I took a nap in school. I actually fell asleep. I woke up, like, heard the bell. I heard people going. I wake up and I like jolt myself awake. Couldn't feel my left arm. The way I had slept and pinched something, couldn't feel my legs. My legs were asleep. So I was leaning on the lockers walking down to my next period. Luckily, it was like 2 classrooms down, because it was on the same hallway.
Right.
Couldn't feel them. My arms was super numb. I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyways, senior year. Fast forward to senior year. I was the teacher's assistant for the physics
TA,
class.
Yeah.
I just kind of just goof around the whole time. And he was also the teacher for the Star Wars Club, and I was vice president.
Yeah.
And so we were good friends. You know, we were both nerds, you know, good buddies.
Right.
And I'm sitting in his chair one day. He didn't like it when I touched any of his stuff. You know, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, hey, boom, throws an expo marker at me. Hits my hand, and it breaks the cap. It snapped in half. And I'm like, ah. And I look at him and goes, get out of my chair. I was like, I'm sorry. And I get up, and the class was full of, you know, other seniors and mostly juniors. So like, oh, I'm like, man, that hurt.
That always remind me of. Did you ever take classes from Curl, Matt Curl?
I don't think so. Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. So he teaches. He does SEO and web development at
Oh, nope.
Utah Tech.
No.
Anyway, so first day of class, you walk in. First thing he says is, "All right, my name's not professor. It's not doctor. It's not. It's either my first name or my last name. You pick which, and you stick with it. It's
Right.
not Mr. Last name. It's nothing. It's
Right.
one of the two. You don't need to call me. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professor. Just
Right.
call me my name."
I'm this.
Yeah. I had 2 or 3 classes from him. Same thing. This
Right.
First day of class, walks in. "No, this is my name. This is what it is."
I had a professor like that. Like we could call him whatever, Professor Brown. Call him by his first name. Call him Chris, or whatever. And he did have a doctorate. I don't think anyone called him Dr. Brown, but it was usually like, "Oh, hey, Chris," it was a little bit of a different class that we had,
Yeah.
but it was same thing. Like this is my name. Call me whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, those are usually the professors that are better, anyways.
Oh, for sure. Ones that are like I can get in high school, and
That's
like
different.
and like through grade school, it's a little bit. It's more of like a respect thing because it's
Right.
like, no, you're the student, I'm the teacher. We can't become friends. But like college, it's like we're adults.
Yeah, like exactly.
Sure, yeah, we'll hang out, whatever. So it's. I mean, you still got to keep that professional relationship, but it's a little bit more laid back.
Well, it's like
for some cases.
it's at work too. Like I don't call my bosses Mr. whatever. Like it's no, what's up?
Hey, first name.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
It's never, nobody calls each other like, "Oh yeah, you're whatever." Like
Mr.
Mr. Accountant here.
Yeah, master accountant.
Master accountant over here. Sad part is most of my bosses have their CPA license, so they're even
Master CPA accountant.
master CPA accountant.
Wait, CPA doesn't that have accountant in it?
Yeah.
We just double use it.
We're not
ASAP as soon as possible.
Exactly.
ASAP as possible, please.
Some people's kids, man.
Yeah, seriously. Backcountry.
Sorry, Andy.
Utah.
Anyways, I think let's just go ahead and
Ooh.
jump into this.
All
So,
right.
welcome back to the boys' chat. Colby and Tanner again. Still 2 of us. So, today's topic, just kind of want to do something a little bit fun, a little bit lighter. Is thinking back on how things have changed and stuff, of stupid social media trends and stuff. Perfect example would be like the ice bucket challenge. What was that? I think
That was 10 years ago.
I think it was
something
like 10 years
that.
ago or
Close
something
to
like
10
that.
years.
When I looked it up. Well,
Uh-huh.
when I say looked it up, GTP on that one.
Yeah. Did you ever do it?
Yeah. No.
I did. I did one time because I think I had an aunt or something like nominate me.
Mm-hmm.
So I nominated a couple other aunts, but I did it after I did some work for my dad over the summer, and I was like filthy, tearing apart air conditioning units. So I was dirty. So I was like, well, I'm dirty anyways. Might as well.
Yeah.
Dumped a bucket of cold water on my body and freezing.
What's crazy is like when I was like bringing up. Sorry, I keep kicking
Playing
your
footsies
foot.
with me, bro?
My bad, bro.
Gosh, dude. I'm going to tell your wife.
She hates when I touch her with my feet. So
She probably won't care.
nope.
They know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, it happens. Anyways, but like when I was looking up like a list of things to talk about today too, like when I looked up ice bucket challenge on like YouTube, I was like, I remember this used to be like somewhat funny. This is like stupid now.
Yeah.
Like
It had a good meaning behind it. It was
it-
to raise
yeah.
awareness for
you're testing my knowledge because I didn't look it up.
ACBAMLMLA.
MLS?
MLS.
Was it MLS?
The something? Yeah, it was the something ice bucket challenge. Some illness.
Yeah, I mean it did raise awareness and stuff, but like looking back like at it, I was like, oh, that was like kind of stupid. Like we used to think that was like somewhat funny. I mean, it wasn't like hilarious.
But I mean, out of all the social media trends, that's probably the least stupid one.
I mean
that was just ice water.
I mean, one that was around the same time was the Kylie Jenner lip challenge. Everybody
my
taking
gosh.
like
cups
and stuff to like make their lips bigger and make them look like
Mm-hmm.
Kylie Jenner's and stuff. Like when I looked up videos for that too, it was like,
Why?
Like one of the ones I saw was somebody pulled it off and broke the glass in their hand, got everywhere. I was like, that would hurt. Like, why was that a good idea? Or why were anybody trying to do that?
Who knows, man? Social media is weird.
But it's crazy how much like it controls like not just like what's on social media, but everything else. Like
Right.
you look at like pre-social media, like really like right before Facebook started,
Uh-huh.
of how like things become trending or like popular or whatever, it like was through TV, it was through commercials.
Right.
It was,
Not just that, it took a while.
it took a while, and it would last a lot longer too. It like, I'm trying to think of something before.
Well, I'll give an example. My dad, right, grew up in Southern California, where a lot of trends happen because that's where, it's L.A.
Yeah, it's
you know,
busy
or
area.
They grew up outside of L.A. A little bit, but still close enough to where trending clothes, different hairstyles, music, all that stuff kind of originated out of there and would slowly spread. And they'd come to Utah to visit family, and they'd be like, "What is going on here?" It'd be back a couple of years,
Right.
like hairstyles, right? Like he'd always come to Utah and he'd always get the mullet. I mean, I got the modern style. My hair ain't long enough yet for a full blown mullet yet, but they'd say they come to Utah and see mullets all the time. My dad hates mullets, so he does not like my haircut.
I mean,
he's made it clear he thinks
you
it's
can't
ugly.
make much fun of you because, I mean, no offense, Jared, but you don't have any hair, man. So can't make much fun.
Hey, you got a point. But still, I mean, they'd say they come to Utah, see all these guys with mullets. Like, what the heck is this? It's a Utah thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a couple years behind. Like the further away from modern civilization, I guess you kind of, or you're in North Korea and you're living in the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, and you look at it too, and it's like now something can start within seconds. Honestly, like you can hit algorithms just right, so then like millions of people see it at once, and then they automatically start doing it or whatever, think it's a popular thing, and then it just takes off. Like sometimes there's no predicting it either. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, unless you're Mr. Beast and you got it down to a science, and no matter what you put out, it's gonna get millions of views.
I mean,
but at that point, he could put out anything and it could get that many views.
Yeah,
it's not like
he could be sit there and be Andy Warhol and eating a McDonald's hamburger in front of everybody and call it art. So
exactly, and people would be like, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Beast."
Well, it's like, I don't know, like the way that social media has evolved too. Like, if you look at how really MySpace, like I feel like that's a big first.
Yeah, and it's a joke now.
It's a joke now, but like you look back at how it was, then like how it evolved, and you kind of got Facebook, Twitter, and probably messing up timelines on this, Instagram, Vine. I mean, now you have TikTok.
Yeah, Facebook was first, and then Twitter came later. But I think Twitter came out before Instagram.
Yeah, I think so.
And then Vine came out after Instagram because Instagram's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And then Snapchat came around in there somewhere as well. I think before Vine.
I think they were before Vine.
But right around Instagram.
Yeah, I think they
and then
went about
TikTok evolved from Musical.ly.
Yeah.
But TikTok really gained momentum in COVID.
Yeah. I mean, again, that's the stay at home. You can spend hours. I mean, you can sit on your phone and all of a sudden you have the stupid like, oh, maybe you should take a break or something.
I get that at work sometimes. Not anymore, but I used to get that at work. And I'm like, shut up. And I keep scrolling.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, have I really been on my phone that long? And then like you look at the clock and like, oh crap, like I should have been doing that. And or it's like midnight. I'm like, oh, I guess I should go to bed now.
Yeah. I mean, TikTok has opened up a whole new stupid trend.
Yeah.
Area. You can dive deep into all those. And there's so many different. Because, like, TikTok is so diverse, though.
Yeah.
Because I feel like before, like, you get the hobby creator, the hobby content creator. Well, it just does it for fun every now and then, where now everyone's a creator because the iPhone camera, the cameras on the phones are so good now. And you've got free editing software, and it's easy to edit now. It's so intuitive and all that great stuff. It's like now everyone does it. So now it's so diverse. I've gotten down into so many different rabbit holes through TikTok.
Yeah. And well, it's like you look at it and how it's evolved too from like, if you look at how Vine was just kind of stupid. There really wasn't a method to the madness at all. And then Musical.ly was just music and doing stupid dances and stuff.
Vine, did they have trends per se? Like, oh, this is like a trending thing, like the Ice Bucket Challenge. Was that really a Vine thing? Vine was just kind of just random everything, right?
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was random. I mean, there was like popular things like, look at all those chickens.
Right, but it was the one video.
Yeah, but or like people would try and like
recreate it in their own funny way. Yeah,
but it wouldn't be as funny as the first one.
Not like TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, like you can stitch something or like do something yourself, and it's completely different and unique, and everybody's
Right, or use the sound, and it does better than the original.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, if you look at like any of the TikTok stupid dances, I always chuckle at myself when I get those. Like
the dance ones. Like, what is
like really? Is this what people enjoy watching all the time?
I don't get it.
I sit there and watch like the comedians. I'll sit there hours after hours.
I love them.
Like it doesn't matter if it's like Fluffy or who it is. Like you're always getting somebody.
Those are funny. Yeah.
Well, and like if you look at like the transition period to like the In My Feelings challenge, where like they would like play that song by Drake, In My Feelings, and then be outside the car and doing the stupid dance or whatever, and like the car driving, like people would fall down or whatever. I felt like that was like an in between, like doing. That might be more TikTok side maybe than what I'm thinking, but I feel like that was like the bridge between it, and then you just have everything that's on there now.
Right, and it's
or your stupid Family Guy or South Park clips with the
God,
stupid
with
Subway
Surfer
yeah.
Or I saw this one TikTok, actually. It was a general conference a little while ago, a few weeks ago, or a couple months now, and this guy was like, this guy's having, I've got such a short attention span now, I got to do this. And he has a clip of Subway Surfer, and he holds it underneath the TV that's playing conference. He's like, now I can pay attention.
Well, that's what's stupid is like, I'll start watching those, and I'm watching the game. I'm not even watching the clip.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, crap, now I got like 6 in a row. Now I can't get out of this rabbit hole.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I hate it because I dive into like political rabbit holes. And some of them I'm like, oh, yeah, I agree with this point, and I stay on it for a little too long. And then it's like the next 50, I'm like, I need to get out of this. And I'm just like, keep swiping. Then I find like Star Wars. I'm like, I like it. Just look at more on this profile, like engage with this to give me more of this crap.
Exactly.
So.
Well, and that's what I keep saying, what's crazy. But again, like how, like you look at Instagram and TikTok too, it's like TikTok is like, it tailors to you a lot. Like Instagram, it does a little bit. And still,
but it's not TikTok.
It's not TikTok. Like TikTok will like show you exactly if you spend like
enough time on
certain things, like it'll just fill your feed with it.
Yep.
Like with those like games and like the Family Guy clips and whatever. Like just hours of just trying to get through them all or whatever. But
I mean, it's amazing, but it's also like, oh, come on.
It's a little terrifying too. Like like,
but at the same time, it's like, I like it.
Yeah.
Because it gives me exactly what I want.
Exactly.
But at the same time, it's like, it gives me exactly what I want.
Right. It's like Instagram. It's like, oh, like I don't know what I'm looking for or whatever. Like it gives me a lot of different stuff and whatnot too.
Right.
So how are we doing on time?
We're at 18 minutes. So we got enough time. Okay. Probably should dive into more trends now.
Yeah.
What you came up with.
Well, and going back to like actual content and stuff, but like the ones always kind of stay relevant. I feel like there's a few that kind of stay relevant, like bottle flipping. I feel like that still really hasn't gone away.
Yeah, that's still kind of a thing. I
mean,
like
it's not like fidget spinners like a few years ago.
That fad.
That fad, or like what's the thing with the
the kendama?
The kendamas, yeah.
Yeah.
I never could understand what everybody's.
I had one. It was fun. It was a fun little ADHD toy. Some people were like way into it. They'd be doing it through the halls.
Yeah.
I would have it and do it like at lunch, maybe like if class got done early, stuff like that. But I wouldn't be like walking through the halls playing. I knew a couple kids that would do that.
Or like all those fidget toys and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm like, those were fun and all. Like the fidget spinners were like, I don't know. They were just like lasted for a little bit. But like, I feel like there's still people though that like them.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too because it's not like people like near our age that like it was popular when we were like, I felt like that was like middle school for me and probably early high school for you.
Yeah.
So like that was popular with those type of people, but now it's like really, really young kids that are like, like 8, 9, 10.
That are just, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like all over it. Fortnite kids.
Yeah.
It's the best way to describe them.
I mean, I feel like going back to like bottle flipping though, like I think it's peaked.
Yeah.
We're kind of on the downhill slope, but it's not like as fast as the slope as fidget spinners were. Same with even kendamas. Kendamas, I've seen a couple videos of them still now, even years later.
Yeah.
But I feel like bottle flipping is still somewhat of a thing. Like I'll see like the trick shot people on TikTok that that's all they do now is like ever since COVID, they've just started doing trick because they got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And they're still doing them today, trying to one up their last video of whatever. And so they'll start with a bottle flip and then they'll do something else.
Yeah.
And it's
Try
like
and get
you gotta get the flip to first, you know. It's so I mean it's still kind of like a thing. Is it's still kind of cool. I mean I did it like a few days ago. I had one. I was like, yeah.
Well, it's not like you're like trying to record it and trying to do all this stupid stuff. You just do it because just now it's a natural instinct.
Yeah, now it's like if I don't get it, I gotta do it until I get it.
Exactly. And that's when you get down that rabbit hole of just I gotta get it. I guess staying on water bottles is the kicking the water bottle cap, like sitting the water bottle down.
Oh yeah.
And like having it barely twisted on, you have to go and kick
trying
it
to
off.
kick it. Yeah.
Some of those watching those when I was like getting a list together, I was like, okay, this is like stupid, and they're all in slow mo. I'm like, why is this all in slow mo? Like this is
and half of them are fake.
Oh yeah, and like with attention span too, I think that's affected like that slow mo. Like I was watching it, I'm like, I can't sit here and watch.
Like
that.
hurry up and speed through it.
Yeah, but like with TikTok, again, you can just sit there and
it's our attention span. Social media has killed our attention span.
Oh,
It's a lot faster now, or a lot shorter.
Yeah.
If you don't catch somebody in the first half second, you're
done.
done.
And it used to be the first 5 seconds or whatever, but with social media, especially the last few years, it's totally cut it down to less than a second.
I do think though there are still some of the trends that happen on TikTok that it's like you have to wait for whatever it is, but that's the trend, and then people do wait for it, and it's like, well, I need to see what it is. As long as you pique the interest enough, then you can get them to wait.
Yeah.
But
or again, that's when you kind of find like the creators that you want to like follow and stuff, because like there's always people like, oh yeah, it's so and so. Like I always sit here and watch their videos or whatever.
Right.
So.
Right. So you got any crazy trends like the really like why did this go off?
Well, I think the biggest like two like most quote unquote off dangerous stupid was like the skull. What is it? Skull Crusher. What was it?
The which?
The skull breaker challenge. So that one.
I don't remember this one.
So you'd have three. That's the three people. The two people on the side jump, and then they make the person in the middle jump, and then they kick their legs out.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember.
I mean,
that one.
that one's still. People still do that one every once in a while. I still see that one.
I mean, yeah, that's a famous last words. Watch this.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's a
type of idea.
Hold my monster. Let me go do this really quick.
Yeah.
So, but like that one, you look at it and like again, when I was getting the list together, I saw some videos. I was like, some of these people were smacking like hard, and I can see why. I never knew that's what the name was.
Their heads going down.
Like they totally breaking their skull on that one.
Yeah.
Or it was Tide Pods. That was the other stupid one.
I never understood that.
I never could grasp that one. I'm like, that's totally soap. What
like I'm all for eating weird things.
You ate a worm.
$20.
$20, 25.
Yeah, $20 is $20, Colby. You know that.
Let me just slide you.
But like, I mean, I've eaten some weird things in my life, but nothing that's like unedible.
Yeah.
Nothing, like, nothing that's like chemically toxic.
Well, you think about like a worm. Like a worm is like a living thing. It's a natural thing.
It's earthy.
Yeah. You just eat it.
It's not done. Unless it like ate malaria. I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it had like made in a lab. I mean, that's what Tide Pods are.
They're chemically made. They're not. There's nothing natural about those.
Yeah. Even like if you have a natural version of it, like a whole nature granola tree hugger version of it.
It's still got artificial crap in it.
Artificial stuff in it.
Oh, why? Why would people? And then they locked them up at stores.
Yeah.
Because people kept buying them, so they locked them up. I thought that was so funny. It's like how ridiculous. Like, look at where every day we stray further and further from God's light to where we're locking up laundry detergent. It's even worse now. I mean, the world's even worse now, but like that's where it all went downhill. Or we always refer Killer Clowns. That was what we were trying. We always, for whatever reason, we always go back to that. I noticed that we've referenced that in multiple episodes.
Well, I feel like because it goes back to like 2016. That's when it was
last year we were happy.
Exactly. It's crazy. Then I mean, things were okay after that a little bit, and then
there's been some highlights.
But then
we're both married.
That's true.
Love my wife. It's been great. Oh yeah. Is that weird to say now?
A little bit.
Okay, it takes a little bit of getting used to.
It takes me a minute.
Yeah.
But like you hit 2020, it's like okay, what happened? I'm like, oh, it's 2023. It's
Serious? It's May.
It's May. We're almost halfway
It's
through.
almost June. When this comes out, it'll be June.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
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 But still, like, holy crap, where is the year gone? I felt like it was just New Year's.
Yeah. I'm like, especially like my classes the last semester. I'm like, I just started those. Like,
Where did everything go?
where'd it go? Like,
Yeah.
and jumping into these new ones, I'm like, it's gonna be even
Same
worse.
thing. Yeah.
Time speeding up. I'm dying. That's
Yeah. Not just that, it's like time's going by so fast, but at the same time, it's like I felt like childhood was so long ago.
yeah.
You know, like going to school, I felt like it was an eternity, a lifetime ago. But really, it's like, but at the same time, it's like I felt like I just graduated high school. I mean, I graduated high school for 4 years.
Yeah. Well, and it was like for me, like the other day, I kind of had a moment. I was like, crap. I've been out of high school for 2 years. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, been out of high school a year. Like I can handle that. There's no problem.
Right.
But 2 years is a long time.
Right. 26.
Probably just go ahead and.
Is there any other ones? Cinnamon challenge?
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
All right. So, like, going back, rounding back into Tide Pods,
Yeah.
you know, I think one that wasn't as bad, but still, like, why would you do this? The cinnamon challenge.
I never understood that.
I
never
why
did
would
it.
you do that? I remember watching, the videos were funny, though. Even now, I'm like, it's kind of funny
Yeah.
watching people choke on it, but it's like a spoonful of cinnamon.
I mean,
You would think, oh, it's not that bad. Oh, it's bad.
yeah.
It is bad. I mean, made Logan down a scoop of protein powder one time. I recorded. I was like, what do you guys do? He goes, oh, I'll just do it. Pops in there, starts coughing it up. I see him run to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, he's probably got most of the powder out. Boom. Another like twice as much. I'm like, how much powder did you have in your mouth?
Well, it is Logan though too, so you got to remember that.
No, yeah, it's true. Yeah, he comes home soon.
Yeah, that's true too.
Next few months.
It's getting close.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like why Tide Pods, cinnamon, like
I just. Well, like, how did it get started? Like, who's the genius that said, "Oh,
Yeah.
let me take this spoonful of cinnamon, or let me put this Tide Pod in my mouth
Right.
and
And,
let's
like,
record it"?
and like the cinnamon challenge was during simpler times,
Yeah, that was a lot
to say the
simpler.
least.
Yeah,
You know, where and then like Tide Pods was kind of the beginning of like the what are we doing era.
exactly.
So I don't know, man.
I mean,
It's
we're still trying to figure out what we're doing. I mean, I just got married, so I still don't know what I'm doing. So,
yeah.
I mean, you've been married almost a year now, so
Yeah, and a year next weekend.
yeah.
Wow.
It seems like last month.
Yeah, it just seemed like yesterday. That's crazy.
That's weird.
So I mean you were just a week?
Yeah, a couple weeks. Now.
Almost two?
Almost 2 now.
Week and a half?
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
got a lifetime to go now.
Mhm.
Only thing that'll stop me is dying. So
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and I'm ruining the quote.
you're ruining it.
Yeah, see, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop every now and then to
Look around.
look around, you're gonna miss it or something.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller.
Bueller. Never actually seen the movie all the way through. I know. I know.
A movie buff like you haven't seen that all the way
I haven't
through?
seen a lot of like iconic movies. But that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. Well, let us know if you want us to talk about that, and let us know what trends you thought were stupid or want us to talk about or review what we talked about. So like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. Help us out. Catch you guys next time. Adios.
Bye.